When people talk about global military power, the conversation almost always starts with one simple idea: who spends the most money? The assumption feels logical: more money means more strength. But in reality, defense spending is not just about numbers. It is about strategy, priorities, and how close a country actually is to real war. This video is not about who tops the list. It is about who uses defense budgets in ways that actually matter in the real world. The United States sits firmly at number 1 by a margin so large it almost breaks comparison. The American defense budget is larger than the next several countries combined. But this money is not just for national defense. It pays for global stability, overseas bases, carrier groups, space dominance, cyber warfare, and alliance management. The U.S. military is not built for one war zone. It is designed to operate everywhere at once, and that is something no other country can currently replicate. China comes next with a budget that grows every single year at a pace that demands attention. For American audiences, China is not just a large spender. It is a focused one. The Chinese military is structured around regional objectives, especially Taiwan and the Western Pacific. Massive investment in missiles, naval expansion, and cyber capabilities signal intent. But what China still lacks is large-scale modern combat experience, something that continues to shape how analysts view its true readiness. Russia appears high on paper, but recent conflicts have changed how Western audiences interpret Russian defense spending. While Russia shifted into a wartime economy, the limits of logistics, precision targeting, and long-term sustainability became visible. Defense budgets mean little if systems fail under pressure, and that lesson has reshaped how military power is discussed in Washington and across NATO. India ranks high due to scale and manpower, but its mixed equipment sources and complex command structures create inefficiencies that Western analysts often highlight. Europe shows a different pattern. France and the UK maintain advanced capabilities, nuclear forces, and global reach, but increasingly rely on alliances rather than sheer budget growth. Japan, meanwhile, is rapidly increasing defense spending, and for American viewers, this signals a strategic shift in the Pacific where burden sharing matters more than ever. Then there is South Korea, a country that rarely dominates Western headlines, yet consistently surprises military analysts. South Korea ranks near the top globally in defense spending. But the real story is not the number, it is how that money is used. Unlike most countries, South Korea maintains a military that is permanently postured for immediate conflict. High readiness, dense force deployment, advanced domestic weapons production, and constant live training define its structure. This is not theoretical deterrence. This is a force designed to fight tonight if necessary. From an American perspective, this matters, because alliances are only as strong as their weakest contributors. South Korea stands out as one of the few allies that does not rely on U.S. forces as a substitute for its own defense. It invests heavily in indigenous systems, tanks, artillery fighters, missiles, and naval assets, reducing dependency and increasing interoperability. In a world where the U.S. increasingly expects partners to share the load, South Korea represents a model rather than a liability. So the real question is not who spends the most money, it is who spends with purpose. Defense budgets reveal national priorities. And while the United States remains the anchor of global security, the future of deterrence depends on capable allies that are ready, trained, and self-sufficient. In that context, military spending rankings tell a deeper story about who is prepared not just to deter war but to endure it.